The Mistress Mind, Episode 1. The Husband with the Wedding Ring. Tan. I always notice the little things, like the pale ring of skin on a man's finger when he takes his wedding band off. That's how I knew Marcus wasn't just flirting. He was hiding. We met at some corporate event. Handshakes, fake smiles, and overpriced cocktails. He told me he worked in logistics consulting, said it like it bored him. I didn't ask for details. I never do. Instead, I leaned in, close enough to feel his breath, and I asked him, "What would she say if she saw you talking to me like this?" He laughed, half guilt, half excitement. That's when I knew. I gave him my number. Rule number 3, always make them chase. It makes them feel in control. He texted that night. Midnight, of course. The first time is always the same. Nervous hands, careful words, regret mixed with hunger. When it was over, he whispered that he had never done this before. They all say that, but Marcus kept coming back. Lunches, late-night calls, public meetings that made me nervous. Most men are terrified of being seen, not him. Then came the message that changed everything. "Hi, Arielle. I'm Julia. We need to talk." I didn't panic. I don't do panic. I do control. So I met her. Julia sat there calm, polished, sipping tea like we were old friends. She wasn't mad. She was curious. She asked me why I was the one. I had no answer. But I knew. She wasn't looking for closure. She was studying me. I thought I was playing the game, but I was the one being played. The Mistress Mind, Episode 2. The Web Tightens. At first I thought Julia just wanted to scare me, but she wasn't done. I was still seeing Marcus, quietly, secret hotel rooms. But after Julia's message, the excitement started to rot into fear. Then she appeared at work. Same company, same floor, same department. She introduced herself like we'd never met, like that cafe never happened. We became co-workers. Then, friendly. That's how she crept in. She would text me asking to grab lunch. It started with lunch, then coffee, then late-night texts. We talked like old friends. Everything except Marcus. Marcus tried to calm me down, saying she was just trying to scare me. But Marcus didn't have to face her every day. I did. And Julia was careful. She'd say things like, "You've always liked complicated men, haven't you?" I'd force a laugh, but my stomach would tighten. That wasn't small talk. That was a test. I tried to distance myself, ignored calls, made excuses. Julia's presence wasn't random. It was planned. Then one night she texted me again. "Do you trust me?" At 1 a.m. I didn't answer, but she already knew my answer. Then I found it. An old company photo. Marcus, Julia. Years ago. He lied. He always worked here. And now Julia brought me right into their playground. I thought I stumbled into their marriage by accident. Now I realize I was lured in. The moment Julia sent that final text, "Do you trust me?" I knew there was no running. She invited me somewhere private, and I followed. Her house was beautiful, quiet, cold. She smiled and told me it was time for answers. We drove for hours, remote back roads, until we arrived. A warehouse, hidden behind her company's front. Logistics, rows of containers. Each one sealed, stamped, private medical. Julia spoke softly, almost proud. Marcus ran the logistics. That's why he existed. But this was the real business. Inside, women drained blood into labeled bags, organs prepped for shipment. Everything sterile, efficient, cold. She explained how fresh blood sells on the black market. How billionaires, governments, and secret clinics pay fortunes for genetic perfection. And behind her, they gathered. The circle, silent, perfect, watching me. Julia leaned in and whispered, "We don't just punish mistresses, Arielle. We harvest them." I wasn't a threat. I was inventory. Her final whisper stayed with me as the blood drained from my body. We never waste what's valuable. Some women played dangerous games. Some never leave the board.